David, I'm so excited to be able to do this with you and to be able to have you share with everybody at American Fire Systems, yourself, and some of the things that you see for the organization, some of the culture of American Fire Systems. And this is the first one. So I feel like I have to ask you, how did American Fire Systems start? What brought that about for you and for the company?
So American Fire Systems started in February of 2002, and it really was myself, Cody Huff, and Craig Brandstetter. We were all working together at a previous company, and as they were growing and it started becoming a little bit more corporate, and at some point we just didn't feel like they were taking care of the employees like they really should, us included, and we wanted to have a little bit more control over our destiny for one. And, we formed American Fire Systems based on taking care of customers, providing a good product, and most of all, just taking care of our employees. Most of our employees, 80% of our people are out in the field, and they are construction workers. They're out in the cold in the middle of winter, bundled up, trying to get work done in unfinished buildings. They don't have the privilege of working with, the heat turned on, very seldom. And then in the summer in Texas is the exact opposite. Now they're out there and they take 2 or 3 t-shirts and change multiple times a day because it's so hot. And they're construction workers, and they deserve a good retirement. They deserve a comfortable life. They've got families just like we do. And I wanted to make sure that we established a company based around our employees and, provide a good family living for them. And at the end of the day, we were barely 3 years old, and we started our 401k. Our 401k is what got American Fire Systems started. I cashed it in, and we had a couple of IRAs and stuff like that helped out too. But at the end of the day, that savings is what helped us get started. And the importance of them having a retirement when we don't know if Social Security is going to be around by the time we get there. It's just important to me that they don't have to think about working until they're 75 years old. Hopefully they make a good living and can put in money in a 401 that we match, and they can have a retirement.
I love how the genesis of it, right? It all starts, and it was because providing for people and taking care of the employee. I mean, you said the 3 of you all even left because you weren't being taken care of. And earlier this year, I was with you and Dane and Lance, and we were talking about why. Why does American Fire Systems exist? And it was so easy. Y'all pulled up. You're like, have you looked at the website? Have you seen any of this stuff? And even just listening to you, the people thread is there, right? And so American Fire exists to protect and provide for what you all value, which is people.
Exactly.
Why is that so important to you, David?
Well, so we specialize in the multifamily world, which it's a commercial style project, but at the same time, it's residential, and it's where people live. It's their homes, whether they're in an apartment community or they're living in a big grand mansion. It is still their home. It's where their family sleeps, where they live. They spend more time there. They're either at work or home. And when they're at home, they're most vulnerable because 6 or 8 hours a night, they're sleeping. Your kids start getting older, they start cooking. You've got, different aspects of the home life that they deserve to be protected at home. So when we coined the phrase protecting what you value most, I actually was on a fishing trip with a customer, and he goes, well, how do you know what I value most? And I looked at him, I said, well, I really hope it's your family. And he kind of looked at me and he goes, oh, okay. And that's, at the end of the day, I think our protecting what you value most is not just about providing sprinklers in apartments where we are protecting what that family values most, but we're also protecting what we value most in the sense of our customers and our employees. And at the same time, that also goes to our vendors. They've got families. The vendors have employees with families, and we're providing a living for them to be able to supply or provide for their families. They're providing us products that we turn around and sell to customers. We install it properly. We provide a insurance policy for our customers so that their properties won't burn down, and hopefully there's nobody gets hurt from a fire. I can't think of a fire that we've ever responded to. Maintenance people will call us at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that fire alarms are going off, and we respond, and we get out there. The fire department's usually already shut the water off, and they're in a cleanup mode as opposed to evacuation or rescue or something like that. We just don't have the problems, and properties are protected with fire protection. And whether it's detection or suppression, we installed a system that detects it first, and if there is a fire, then the sprinkler system responds, and it puts out 20 gallons a minute instead of a fire hose that's putting out 250 gallons a minute.
Yeah. Wow. I love listening to all of the different pieces, because every time I listen to you, Lance, Dane, I pick up on so many of these different pieces that you all are involved in, and how much you love and value and think about the quality, the connectedness, and like how your work helps me and everybody else day to day, right? So I also know that sometimes it's tough to say, like, yeah, protect what we value most, people. And as you said, you got people out in the field. You have people in 4 different cities around this great state of Texas. You have people kind of corporately located in Houston, if you will, and help me and help all of us connected into what I do every single day, no matter what my role is at American Fire Systems. How do I show up and protect, provide, and kind of show that we value people most, right? You talked about 401k, insurance policies for your clients, like you're baking this in. Help me as a team member at AFS do this as well. What would you tell me for day to day? How do I show up and do this?
Well, I think it's really easy for me. I love the fire protection industry because I know what we do provides a safety and security service for people that need it most. Like I said, again, in a residential setting where they live. Even if we're putting a system in a shopping center, most of those shopping centers aren't going to be your HEBs. They're going to be a smaller mom and pop little, storefront that it may be a picture framing business, or it may be a candy shop, but they've got everything that they have in life invested in that business, and that's how they provide for their families. So we're protecting them at the same time and protecting their investments. It's easy for me because, number one, I have a passion for the industry. Number two, we still have several employees that started with us our first year, and those employees are family. They are very important to us, especially when we're smaller and we only had 50 or 60 people. I knew all their kids. I knew all their spouses. We would go watch baseball games. We'd actually sponsor their little leagues and stuff, and we still do a lot of that, but it's very important to us to make sure that our employees are enjoying their off time. When we come to work, we like to work hard, but at the same time, we encourage them to volunteer in communities. I just had somebody send me a deal this morning supporting our veterans. We have Reach Unlimited that we try to support. We have Small Steps. We've got 3 or 4 different organizations that are there to help members of our community that we try to support, including our vets. We're very, very strong in Camp Hope. I sit on the board for Grateful American Charities, which is the PTSD Foundation of America. So that takes care of our vets, and it's not just in Houston. We take care of vets with PTSD all over the country. I also sit on the board for Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's the Texas, Louisiana, Gulf Coast chapter, which is very important to me because we're taking care of a lot of kids that, they're not terminal, but a lot of them have health issues, and some of them are terminal, but it's grown to where this is before I got involved. They had so many people that wanted to pitch in and help out that they had more resources than they had kids. So they started extending it to kids that aren't terminal. And I got to host a young man from Louisiana last year at the rodeo. And I had 4 days with DJ, and 7-year-old, he was on dialysis when he was 3 days old. 3 days old, and the young man was on dialysis, and I just can't imagine what that was like for the family. He's already had a kidney transplant, and he knows that he's going to have another one when he hits his mid-teens because the kidneys don't grow transplanted kidney doesn't grow like a normal kidney does, from what I understand. So he'll have another one, but I got to spend 4 days with him. So again, that's what we're here for. We're supporting our families, and we've got a couple of very key employees that have special needs kids that, man, they just let me know when they need something, and we all rally around them and support them. And it really is a family. Even though we've got 400 employees, it's a family, and hopefully that feeling is company wide.
That's awesome. Just kind of bringing that into how I heard it. We think about the end customer, and we make sure that we do quality work and great service for them, that we take care of our families, and that includes people in AFS and our biological family, if you will, that we want to do well and have time for them. And then taking care and providing for our community and getting out there and being of service and volunteering and getting engaged so that we can provide value to them. That's kind of what I heard. Is there anything else that you would add to that, David?
No, I just think that if we take care of our employees and show them, how much we care about them and their family, that'll roll over to our customers when they go out. They're working on a job, whether they're working on a new construction project that they may never meet any of the people that live there, or they're doing service work and they're going into somebody's private residence that they meet, and they just hopefully that feeling of just the feeling of customer service, or just the feeling of us taking care of them, goes over to the customer, and they realize that we're there for them, to be a one-stop shop for them, to take care of all their fire protection needs. And then again, we've got great vendors that deserve the same. So hopefully we're creating a culture where it becomes infectious.
I love it. That's the best kind of infection, the positive kind.
Absolutely. If everybody
Cool.
would do a little bit more to help people out, it's kind of funny. You get, drive around Houston with the traffic and everything, and you've got the drivers that cut you off and everything. And when I was younger, I get hot-headed, but now I just sit back and, I don't know what's going on in their world. They may be in a hurry because there's an emergency going on. They may be having a bad day. We all have them. So if everybody would just be a little nicer and go a little bit further, whether it's for a coworker, or whether it's for a customer, or if you're at a vendor's and you're trying to pick something up and they're having a bad day, just realize that we don't know what they're going through, and just show them a little kindness. And there's an old story that you get up in the morning, and I'm trying to remember kind of how it goes, but you get up in the morning and you're having a bad day, so you go to the office and you bark at one of your coworkers, and then they turn around, they bark at somebody else, and it goes on and on throughout the day, and you spread that bad attitude, and then all of a sudden the last one goes home at night and the dog does something wrong, so he kicks the dog. It would have been so much easier if that first guy had just gone over to the other guy's house and kicked the dog and left everybody out of it. How about we turn that around, and even if you're having a bad day, just try to show a little bit of kindness and concern about somebody else's job and what they're doing and what you can do to help out.
Love it. That is awesome. Thank you so much, David. And for everybody that watches, we will keep coming back, talking with David, talking about American Fire Systems, and talking about the amazing way that you all do the amazing work that you do. So until next time, take care.
Thanks, John.